So guys, even if our kind of proportions are not perfect now, although they are pretty nice, but if they're not perfect, we can fix them later. It's not a big issue. I will show you and we will fix them. But for now, let's make the gloves. How to make the gloves? Of course, easy. We select first with Alt the body, and then we mask just like this. Maybe I will rotate the body and mask. Make sure when you're masking like this to not mask the leg. You see how it's going to the leg, and when I mask the leg, it will not be very good. So I will unmask it with Control Alt drag. So yeah, I will mask it until this area here, and now let's do the glove. How to do the glove? Let's extract, and it's I'm not sure, it's pretty thick. So we can do the extraction, and we can make the extraction to be not that thick. So the thickness is 0.02. I will make it 0.006. Extract, accept. And now we have this. Now we'll do again. Let's go to solo and we'll do this. Control Alt, Control Shift, click to select only this group. And you see now, since you see now the fingers are different group and this is different group. So now we do this. Just Control Shift click, select this group, then select the hidden, show hidden, and then hide this group, and then show hidden. So now you see how by hiding and showing different things we are able to select what we want. Inside we don't have anything, so that's what we want to have. And then now we can just del hidden from here, del hidden. Or of course, if you don't have this button here, you can go to modify topology in the geometry tab in the tool menu and find del hidden and press it, but I advise you to have it here. It's a little bit more convenient. And now we disable the mask, although we don't have to. We can just zero mesh. So let's go to zero mesher, go to lower value. Let's go to 0.1, which is the lowest, and zero mesh to see what happens. But I think that it will not be the best, although it's fine. It's looking very nice, by the way. I'm amazed by the result. So now it's good. And it's better to have lower resolution, because now we have to go with our move brush and move this. So we make this kind of a... you see how the gloves are wider in this area, like this. And the gloves are almost ready. They're ready. And now we have our white gloves. Of course, for the gloves we will make thickness, or even better, we will not make thickness. Wow, no. The thing is that if we make thickness of the gloves, and since this is a stylized character, all the thicknesses that we will make will be pretty thick. I mean, the thickness of the gloves will be at least as thick as the mask. Then the thickness inside the fingers can lead to some problems. So what I will prefer to do is go here, go to my Z modeler brush, and now I can go to an edge. Just an edge, the border edge, or this edge, it doesn't matter, it's the edge. So while I'm on the edge, I press space, and now I'm on edge actions. And now I want close. What to close? Convex hole. Not concave hole, but convex hole. And don't worry about all these options here. We don't use them. This convex hole, and then we just press and drag a little bit. And to show you what happens, I will turn on polyframe by Shift F. Shift F is turning polyframe. By the way, sometimes you might end up with something like this. Even if you turn polyframe on and off, nothing will happen. Why? Because there are two little buttons. ZBrush likes to put little buttons in the buttons, and those buttons are to turn on and off the edges, the visibility of the edges, and then this one is to turn on and off the color. And if you turn them both off, you will get nothing, because you have to have the color and you have to have the edges. So now I will click here, and then when I drag upward, I'll have this. See? And when I drag down, I'll have this. But we don't need this. We need to just click once and then just drag enough to have maybe 2 edge loops in here. And this is enough. Even if you don't have edge loops there, for example, if you just click and not have edge loops, like now, we can always go to an edge, press space, insert, which is by default option, and make an edge loop in here. It will be good to have an edge loop there. This will be our thickness. And now I will show you magic. By the way, this edge loop should go with shift. So we go to the kind of the end here, press the edge loop and press shift. And you see how it's going on a same distance from the side. If we are not with shift, in some areas it will not be the same distance from the sides. You see, shift will make it the same distance. So this distance is fine with shift, and I let it go. Now I want to extrude all these polygons down. How I do that? I will go, do you see how when I'm on polygon I have this orange, not arrow but line. This orange line will show me in which direction when I go to a polygon and press space, extrude, polyloop, in which direction the loop will be. So now it will be in this direction. It will make this loop, which we don't need. We need this loop, the inner loop. In here it will be more appropriate. I will show you. So now it will do this because it will be this loop. But if the orange arrow is this way, it will do everything because, oops, because yeah. So we make sure the orange kind of a line is pointing inward like this, and then we drag down, like this. You see? And this is our thickness. And I'm making it like this first to show you a little bit more about those things, and yeah, more or less like this. So now what I want to do is I want to test something, if I can do it. So now you see there are a lot of polygroups here, but I need only one group at the top here, and since, by the way, there are not that many groups. Yeah, let's do this. Let's Control-Shift click, Control-Shift drag, Control-Shift click, Control-Shift click. So I've hidden all but these polygroups here. And you say, okay, but why don't you click on them, on these polygroups? Yeah, it's possible, but then you have to hide something else. But now we have those. And now I can always go to polygroups, here in the tools menu, polygroups, and either press auto groups, but auto groups is not good because you'll see we have two parts here, and if I press auto groups, one will be one group and the other will be the other group, different group. So I want them to be the same. So I will group visible. So group visible is pretty useful, and auto groups is also pretty useful. So we can kind of put it here, but we are not using it that much. So I will just leave it there. When we're doing something like hard surface, like these gloves, for example, we are kind of doing them a little bit low polygonal modeling, so it's almost hard surface. So yeah, we may do something like this. Now, by the way, I see this is not looking good, so I will just move this a bit more with the move brush. So the gloves are a little bit more circular in this area. And then what I want to do is I want to select my pivot, not pivot, but the gizmo with W, then Alt click on this and then Control click on it. And you see, now everything else is masked and we can move only this inner part. Although we are moving also the outer part. So Control click on the center, now we can move only the inner part. And this way, since this is another polygroup, we can move this, make it deeper if we want, if we haven't made it deep enough. But what I want to do is just make it smaller. And make sure your local symmetry is on, because if you don't have local symmetry on, look what happens. Not good things. So local symmetry on, and then make it smaller and put it a little bit more down. I'm doing this. Why? Because I don't want something like this to happen. I don't want it to get out of here. That's why I'm making it smaller. Smaller, like this. Even I will make it more like this. Much smaller. Okay. Now we are fine. Let's press D to dynamically subdivide it. And of course, we'll need a little bit of a crease around the edge. So, crease. I told you about the crease already. We'll go to crease, and then we can crease in with, for example, 2. Crease, dynamic subdivision, let's put it at 4. Okay, but it will crease some unwanted things. Here, here, I don't want those to be creased. Probably. Or I want? No, I don't want. And also the crease, probably I want it to be 1. Yeah, this will be more appropriate. And if I want, I will inflate this with my inflate brush to have a bit thick edge in here. Just manually inflate with the inflate brush, and it's fine. Now, I don't want some of those things to be creased in here, so what I do, I will uncrease all, then the tolerance, I will increase it like 72, crease, and then most of the things are not creased, but we see here, when we have very sharp angles, we have crease again, which I don't mind. I'm okay with this crease. And now we are having these gloves. Of course, these gloves, when we accept the subdivisions, by the way, I will inflate here a little bit, here, here. When we accept subdivisions, we have to work on them a lot more to make them more squarish, to make some, just few folds here and there. And while I was talking about this, I could start doing it, by the way. Yeah, why not? So let's accept the dynamic subdivisions, apply. Yeah, apply, not accept. And then let's try with my damp standard brush just to drag in here and drag inward. So outward and then inward to make a fold, and then smooth it, and then make it again. I always make a fold, then smooth it, then make it again, then smooth it until I have it like smooth and nice, like this. This is not completely bad. Now I will make one in here, just like this, with the damp standard brush. And now I will make kind of a sharp area in here. Okay, I will inflate this area because the fingers are visible from below, which is not good. And also I will try to make, let's go down a few subdivisions and try to make it more squarish, like the fingers below. A bit more squarish. Not too much, not too little. I will make a fold in here, although when we are making our pose, yeah, just a few folds. By the way, to start the fold in low resolution is more smarter. It's smarter. So yeah, you can try to do that. Start the fold in lower resolution. Don't do it in the higher resolution from the beginning. So the fingers are a little bit kind of not close. I mean, they are pretty much closer together than they used to be, which is not very good in the point that we will make at some point pose, and we need the fingers to be a little bit further away from each other so we can mask them and move them a bit easier. That's the only reason that I want them to be further from each other, because when we make a fist out of them, they should be pretty close together. When you make fist, there is no distance between your finger at all. They are pretty clamped together, you see? No distance between the finger, any distance. When they are like this, plenty of distance. When they are this, or squeezing something, no distance. So, yeah, but it's easy when we make the fist to just inflate the fingers a little bit, and they will, this will fill the gaps between them. if there are gaps. And there probably will be gaps because we need the gaps just to select the fingers. It will be difficult to select them without the gaps. And what I'm doing now is just kind of defining the different phalanges of the fingers, just for them to look not so amorph. They were looking a little bit amorph, without form. Now I'm giving them form. I've given some sharpness here and there, just to make it more with a form. And now I think they're fine. Don't worry if your kind of gloves are looking much worse than mine, for example, or the hand itself. The hand is not an easy task. And I will not be able to teach you how to do a hand in this course, of course. I'm gonna teach you how to use the tools of ZBrush to start doing everything, but then you have to kind of continue, you have to practice to do this kind of things. Now I'm going with the down standard brush, just digging in here and here, and just basically, and smoothing all the time, just basically doing that. So don't worry, nothing is happening in the first time. Especially I see most people where when they're new, they're struggling with the hand. The arms, they kind of do them, but the hand, a lot of struggle. So yeah, it's normal. It's pretty normal. You have to just practice. It's nothing else but practice. And by the way, if you don't know, I have a YouTube channel, which I will show you right now. It's called Speed Car, because I like to make characters and I like to make them fast. So it's a speed car, like speed character. And there I have some anatomy videos, which I explain a lot about anatomy in them. So it's free, of course, you can go check them out if you kinda have the urge to make characters. I think it will be pretty useful for you. If you already know about this channel, because I have like 20,000+ subscribers, so maybe some of you are subscribers already. Yeah, it's pretty niche department, this character art, so most people know each other, even in our kind of field. Okay, so the gloves are relatively nice, although, by the way, if I give it to our lead artist or art director, they will find a way to make them better. But now we are on our own, so the lead artist of the studio that I'm working in, or the art director also, but they are 2D artists, so they just will look at it with fresh eye, and they will say, okay, this can be done, this can be done, this can be done. I know a lot of things can be done, but we are kind of fine for now. Let's make the boots, by the way, and we will be kind of halfway through the whole model already, or even more than half, of course. So how to do the boots? The boots will consider, maybe I'm considering by making the boots 2 parts. So first will be this bottom part, and the second will be the top part. The top part will be very, very easy, and I even consider making them just 1 part, just the top part, and then I will just paint the bottom part from this, which is a little bit of a smart thing to do. Let's do it. So this will be the top part, just kind of a cylindrical shape, but I will have to disable the mask because I had the mask here. I'll disable the mask. I will try to go a bit like this, and just below the knee I will make this, and this will be our kind of cylinder. We can also append a cylinder and put it there, but I prefer to do it this way, because we will exercise our extract, accept, Control-Shift-Click, del hidden, zero measure, lowest target polygon count, zero measure. And now you'll see zero measure it's kind of curving here. I will click zero measure a few more times. You will see what will happen. Every time it will be a little bit more smooth, and now it's a bit more smooth. It's not super smooth though. So let's go to polyframe and just try to make it smoother. So I will dig this with my move brush, just polygon by polygon. I will try to make the border a bit smoother. Our border a bit smoother. Yeah, my English is just amazing. Okay, but you see how this is kind of, it's not flat, it's going inward like this, which I don't like at all. So what we can do is go to Deformation tab in the tool menu, and let's try, just try to inflate it. It's not working. It's not working. Inflate balloon. Inflate balloon is working. So inflate balloon is our guy. And then we can just go with very tiny smooth brush, just little, without pressing too much. If we are with a mouse, you will not be able to do that. You have to have a tablet for this. You see, by the way, I told you I'm using this tablet, which is, let me see, 1 by Wacom tablet. It's not Wacom 1. Wacom 1 is a tablet, is an entry-level tablet with a display. 1 by Wacom is the cheapest tablet offered by Wacom. It's amazing because it has 2000 pen pressure levels, which is just perfect. The same pressure levels as my Intuos 4 tablet, which has this pen. So this pen is my Intuos 4 pen, and this is my Wacom 1 tablet pen. Much smaller, much like a toy. This one has a rubber and everything. It's more, but they are absolutely the same in the terms of performance. And the Wacom 1 tablet is much smaller footprint. And since I'm using the medium version, as my Wacom Intuos 4 is medium version, but maybe more than half an year now I'm working with this 1 by Wacom, and I haven't even changed this thing here in the pen, the pin, and it's amazing. And I'm using it all the time. I'm doing work with it, I'm doing courses with it. My Intuos, I'm not using it anymore. I'm keeping it as a reserve, as a backup, if something happened. Hopefully not. But I was using my Intuos for maybe around 10 years. No, not 10. Maybe 5 or 6 years. But yeah, it's very nice tablet, the Intuos, but it's very expensive. Intuos are pretty expensive. You can find Intuos 4 or 5 for pretty good money, I think, secondhand. But I prefer now to buy this Wacom 1 by Wacom. It's amazing. It's just perfect. So let's go. Now these are our kind of boots. Let's make the border, not the border, but let's fill them with the Z-molar brush. Let's go to the edge, close, convex hole, and then let's click and drag. Yeah, let's make 2 or 1 or 2. Yeah, 2 is fine. And then here, drag a little bit to make 2 or 3. Okay. And now we have this, which is amazing. Let's press D to dynamically subdivide. Let's go to our crease and go to 1, crease it, then dynamic subdivision smooth to 4, and we are kind of done with this. Of course, I will go to our body, demask it. It was masked. I will demask it with Control drag outside the object, and then I will just kind of mask here, invert the mask, select this color with C, and just fill. Go here and fill also this. And get rid of the mask, and you'll see how we now have the boots. Yeah, it's smart. So now I will make kind of a, you see those kind of folds in here, and then I will make it sharper in the bottom with the down standard brush. Then maybe I will flatten this area here with the high polish brush, then flatten here a little bit, flatten here, flatten this area, and make it a bit sharper like it is in the concept. It's looking pretty nice already. So now in the next video, we have a little bit more time in here. but maybe I will increase the size of this. Yeah, let's select, and if our pivot is somewhere else, we just alt-click to have it here, and then alt-click on the position icon to place it in the middle, and then we drag to resize. Because if it's not in the middle and we resize, it will not be good. So now I will go here, go with my alpha, and just drag, but first C over this color to select it, then C over this color to select it, and you see what happens with C. When you press C, you see. And in the back, I will select this lighter blue, and let me think, I can make some kind of design in the back with this lighter blue. Captain Fennec to the rescue. Alright, this looks fine. Maybe here the S could be at this. No. I think the S could be better with this color only. Or we can make one line in here, just this. I'm just testing, I'm not sure how the design will work in the back. But I want to kind of not be that boring in here. I want it to be something different like this. But the butt itself, yeah, why not? This is looking kind of nice. Captain Fennec to the rescue. Okay, now what I want to do, what I want to do now is let's select the mask. By the way, the mask is not very nice because it's not very spherical around the eyes, which is kind of expected because we made it by hand. It's not kind of procedural. It's not procedural, it's made by hand. So I'll smooth in here, I'll move this a bit and move this inward more. Just kind of try to achieve a better result in here. Yeah, we have to work on this mask. So I'll go down subdivisions, push it a bit, push the skull also, so it kind of fits the mask. We'll make a sharper transition here. The eyes, let's make them a bit white. And then probably we can make something just like this, something of this color. And then maybe a bit of a blackish, oops, with the alpha. Yes, and then maybe a bit of this yellowish color below, or just this orange color just in the bottom, and just in the top much darker brownish color. I'm just testing the waters here, and we will not see too much of this eyes, so it's not exactly a big issue. I don't completely kinda dig it. Maybe I will rotate them a bit upward, and then I will make them with the toy plastic material. How to fill something with a certain material? We go to the eyes, we make sure we are on the eyes, we Control D to have a better specular, because before that it was a little bit jagged, but when we Control D we are adding subdivisions, and now it's a bit smoother, and we have, you see, we have subdivisions now, and I will fill it, but not in RGB but in M. When you are on M you can fill with material, fill, and now this material is applied. If I change the material, it will not change here because it's already applied. The toy plastic material is applied. And you see, now it's looking a bit better, although he is... the eyes, we should probably work on them a little bit. But overall, the character is looking kind of nice. Yeah, it's looking simple. It's not something very, it's not very kind of a difficult to make character. It's kind of simple, it's nice. When we retopologize it, it will be perfect, and probably we will retopologize it with the teeth on, like this. We'll not open the mouth, because we don't need it. He will always be like this, he will talk while his mouth is like this, while his teeth are like this. Hello guys, I am Captain Fennec. I'm the greatest superhero of all times. I'm greater than Mighty Mouse. And by Mighty Mouse, I mean Mighty Mouse. If you remember Mighty Mouse. But yeah, it was a mouse kind of superhero back in the days. So this I don't like here. These hairs, because they are kind of similar. I mean, this one and this one and this one, they're the same. So what I will do, I will leave this one. This one I will make it bigger. I'm trying not to take the back, but sometimes I do. And this one I will make it a bit bigger, but down, like this. And then they have to be sharper transition here, so I'll go with my pinch brush, pinch it, then smooth here, and then with the move brush. And you see how now it's a little bit better, but it's not the best, it's not the best. So I will try with the damp standard brush to make this. And then here, and then this, just to make it more logical, where they come from and where did they go. Where did you come from, where did you go, where did you come from, Captain I Joe. If you know that song, it's very nice. I have to turn it on, but I have to play it after I record this video. Maybe I will play it, Cotton Eye Joe. It's pretty nice. So our time for this video is kind of over. Maybe this I will put a bit more downish. I want to find the flow of the hairs here, because I haven't yet. Those that we made separate, those things here, are kind of nice, but the other ones still not exactly perfect. They probably will never be perfect for me, but I am a little bit of a perfectionist. By the way, sometimes I'm a perfectionist. Before like a few years ago, I wasn't that perfectionist. I was like, this is good enough, this is good. Now I kind of am better as an artist, because I was practicing a lot, especially anatomy and stuff, and now I've become a bit more perfectionist, and it's not very nice, because now I don't like my works. This, for example, it seems kind of nice, but the tail is not good enough. The body is kind of fine. Yeah, I like the body, but the eyes, the mask, we have to fix it. So the next video, we'll try to fix some things. For example, here it's too straight. Maybe we can make something, another hair or two there. We'll see. The ear here in the back has a problem. We will make probably 1 or 2 hairs on the ear or not. We'll see. And those kind of things. In the back, he looks like an airplane. Goodbye. Yeah, he's looking nice. I mean, it's not bad. But it could be better. Let's turn perspective on. By the way, let me show you something. So go to draw menu, perspective to 18. And it will be like he's photographing himself with a GoPro from up close. Yeah, big nose. And you see? Everything is, when it goes close to the camera, is like burp, burp. Which is nice, by the way. This is more heroic. We can make a render with this perspective. Very much heroic. But we have to make the pose first. So the pose is kind of ready. We just have to adjust the arms and the tail. The legs will be the same. So it's kind of easy. Although the arms from this position to go to this position, they have to rotate and stuff. But since it's a stylized character, it wouldn't be that kind of a big deal. So yeah, see you in the next video. Bye for now.